it's not even the matter of learning how to fix it, but also when you finally do, you may not necessarily know how to fix it right. I see a lot of times you show up to a track and there's zip ties holding things together that you'd think only metal should. And, you know, you just got to pass a tech inspection. That's all you got to do.
All right, here we go. So this should be, I think that's Gabriel. Coming around. A little bit wide on the entrance of that second outer zone. Coming through the just getting his bumper over, which is what we were talking about. Filling the zone, but then doing the exact same thing the previous driver did. They are just not taking that line in with that transition to set themselves up for that last zone.
Yeah, so that was John Temple, and we've seen him a lot. I mean, if you pay attention to the local scene, he's almost always got clips on Instagram just floating around of him absolutely tearing it up, and he's doing a great job getting those throttle patterns with full commitment. He's coming through the course carrying lots of momentum, but we might have seen him do the exact same thing we were just talking about, where across this last outer zone, the judges are going to have to take a look, and obviously I can only see so much from up here, but it almost looked like he went completely off again with the 2 tires off. So I think, again, there's these 2 areas I think are genuinely going to make or break this competition. These drivers are going to need to be really careful.
Did you press the mute button on accident? The crowd thinks there should be a Drift to Survive Netflix. So to pull, you know, the people at a Drift event think there should be a Drift-based show. So. On these last few, have we said points? John Temple coming up. Big car, big power coming in. Grabbing the brakes, coming around. Getting into that zone just a little bit at the end there. Coming through, hammer down, looking to get this zone. Filling out the space. Coming through, mixing the touch and go. And then outside on the final zone here. That was a very inside run and outside run at the same time.
Yeah, lots and lots of room for improvement on that one. But again, he's coming with a 0. I really do advise, genuinely, if I was working with any of these teams, just go the conservative route. Keep it between the lines, get across the line, and call it quits at that point. I know he's capable of much more, so bear with us if you're watching us. Definitely don't judge the drivers by what they're doing right now. They've all spent a lot of money to be here. They just need to know the order they're actually going to compete at, and then when it comes competition time, all these guys are going to crank it up to the max and show you what they came here for.
Absolutely. What's up, Jackson?
And just a couple car lengths of each other.
Yeah, no, it makes a huge difference. And we're starting to see in competition where if they know that the person hasn't been flicking out or having, that Manji style entrance and they're just hard e-braking in with a little thing, you're seeing them almost sideways next to them and then transitioning in to where you're just on stack. So I'm getting the okay from the judges here. And looks like both cars, both competitors are ready and rolling up to the line. Both warmed their tires. Let's go ahead and send it. What do you guys think? Let's do it, she says. So start your engines. Let's go. Coming up, Tyler Hess and John Temple. That flick entrance that I was telling you about, and then grabbing that handbrake to prevent that straight in there. Getting it nice wide in the zones, both of them. Nice pressure coming in from the back. Little bit of a charge, the vet steering away, but then a surge to come into the outer zone too. Trying to find it, cutting the line to get in his proximity. Both of them going for the touch and go, filling the outer zone. He wants the Corvette. He aims for the Corvette and tries to get it, and he was as close as possible. And what a charging follow. What more could you ask for? Maybe a little more consistency, a little bit more stack on, but the surges were where they needed to be. The vet broke away from him, and he put the hammer down to catch up. It's what you need to do.
Yeah, both those cars carry a good amount of grip, and they have very similar power plants, both V8s, very torquey setup. So what I like to see there is the matchup, and I'm hoping that now, seeing that they are so similar as far as how quickly their cars accelerate when they get on the throttle, then in this next road we might see even a little bit more proximity. I definitely think he could have been a little bit more aggressive. I don't think he realized how much the vet was going to go ahead and clear the corners as quick. So I would have liked to see him commit a little bit more on those surges. But other than that, that's a great run. And for a Pro-Am series to go ahead and get started that way this early on is awesome.
Judges reviewing some film here on that instant replay, just like you guys are, and bringing up some valid questions and something that I noticed as well, and we're going to see how that affects on the scores.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is some of these corrections obviously carry a lot more weight than others. And so there's some of the ones that we're really trying to get away from are really late initiations, double entries, understeering, plowing. These are all things that take you out of drift technically, and they can be constituted as a zero. So
they absolutely can, and it's going to make it hard for that follow driver to stay with them. Unlike this, where that initiation comes in and he's able to stick right with them, both of them putting the power down, both trying to fill in that zone, coming around. That lead car driver looking to surge as far as he can, and he does, surging into the second zone, coming around. The vet answers with his own, coming around, taking that inside line. Car side by side, the vet with a little bit of a hesitation on his transition there, but coming around ultimately with a great chase and lead.
that was great. That's exactly what I wanted to see, especially after watching the first run. I'm hoping that the spotter was letting him know, like, just so you guys know, this is a good match. You guys can both go full throttle, so assume he's going to, and you do your part. And that looked great. You'd almost assume those guys had tons of years of experience driving together. They were exactly on the same wavelength. I think that's a great run, and it made both the lead and the chase driver look good. So the judges are going to really have to pick this one apart.
Yeah, I think what's the thing that's going to really answer the question isn't just in the end of it and what they were doing during, but at the beginning with that big double entry that we were talking about and him forcing the understeer and stuff. I think also they're going to bring in that hesitation for the transition where the vet re-grabbed over. He had tons of space to bring that front over. He just wanted to re-grab that line so that he could charge back in and get proximity. It's not really what you're looking to see as a judge, but ultimately they're going to make a decision here. And we're just going to send it. Taylor Ray in the lead position through the chicane. Nice early initiation. Big handbrake pulls by both of them. And a nice charge in. Taylor putting some sauce in, having to grab some front tire brake here. Coming around, filling the whole outer zone, hitting some cones. Putting the smoke show on and mitting a gap down. Trying to fill it. Coming up, cutting the line and putting the power in. And man, Temple is really trying to show up on this follow. Temple really looking to hunt down Taylor Ray. Taylor Ray putting a smoke screen out. Feels like there was almost an oil slick even.
Wow, keeping up with that vet looks like it is a workout. I don't know
Definitely
how,
a handful.
and that's not even a slow car. We just saw that other S14 going against other competitors, and we know he has grip and traction, and that vet was just taking off on him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you watch the replay, it's insane the speed that he has, and he still feels like he's feathering it. I'm not hearing the full commitment on that. Not that he's not full committed as a driver, but I think the car has so much power and potential that he's having to watch his throttle usage.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't even need all of what the car can do today. He's really just trying to take what he needs. It's like he's at a buffet and there's a sign up that's just like, only take what you need or you're in trouble, because that car will punish you if you try to use all of it where it's not necessary.
I mean, he's keeping it together. He wants to get the win, and he wants that car to last a very long time. He put a lot of time, energy into that, and I respect it. I know how that is. I don't see a mark on it, at least that I'm aware of. So, coming into a competition with your baby like that, I mean, he was doing solo runs and he was doing like 1Vs and stuff like that with some people. I think you were in King of OSW with it, but I'm not 100%
whole build is
sure.
Is on the YouTube?
Huh?
The whole build is on the YouTube?
Yes. I haven't watched all of it. I'm sorry, Taylor, if you're watching. I'm sure you have enough people watching all your videos. There's so much content to absorb, and honestly, I'm in my garage working on my car half the time, or at my real job, so.
jokes aside about the whole, the YouTube channels and all that, I think what's really cool about it is it's turned something into something so accessible for drifting. Like to be able to watch these builds go on and see a video where it's like, I was going to do all of this, but now I can't because all this stuff is wrong.
So John Temple in the lead, Taylor A in the chase position, both of them powering in. Taylor, nice little charge in there, trying to put it in there, wanting for Temple to put the power down so he can get in that proximity. Both of them going to put the hammer here, coming around. Temple throwing some angle, Taylor throwing some angle, Taylor getting that proximity down, trying to show off to the judges why he needs to be put forward. And we'll see how the judges feel about that. I feel like Taylor's kind of holding back still, though.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because you knew that S14 was scurrying as quickly as possible across this course. He got a taste of how fast that vet was, and you could just tell that he was trying to use every ounce for momentum on that lead run.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful vet, though. Extremely well tuned. I have not seen. I think that's the best tuned vet I might have ever seen outside of an actual FD build.
I mean, it's basically an FD
Basically
build.
an FD build. First one I've seen that's just not actually already competing in FD.
Yep. And I just saw through the window looking at John Temple there doing a praying hands emoji saying, wow, great runs, good job.